Ladies and gentlemen, GERI Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. GERI Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. GERI Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Woo. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the GERI Petito Show on Hamilton Radio. You know, guys, everyone out there who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass because, guys, 30 years ago, I was a dumbass. But I could honestly say now, today, almost 30 years later, I'm a smart ass. Nothing's impossible. And that's what this show tonight is going to show everyone. Nothing is impossible. And yes, we do get second chances and third and fourths and fifths. See, I wrote this book in 2016 and I revised it, guys, in 2020. Imagine that. The reason I'm telling you all this is to say this. I wrote my book in my 50s. I had my first radio show in my 50s only 5 years ago. A year ago, 4 years later, I was inducted into the 2019 Internet and International Hall of Fame for radio show hosts. Do you know what that means? That means that anything is possible. It doesn't matter how old you are. I've had authors on my show in their 80s and one was almost 90. I want to say that because everybody's had a really rough year. This year has been so trying for so many people. And unfortunately, we've even lost a lot of friends and family members through it. And you know, depression is real, okay? And everybody goes through so much stress on a daily basis, right? But listen, there's always hope. There's always hope. And I just want to say to everyone out there, if you're struggling with your faith, first and foremost, get in touch with me. I'll pray with you because God is real. He changed my life. Having said that, I want to tell you why this show is so important today. Because I have an incredible guest co-host. I want him to share a little bit about himself too, so you get it, okay, that nothing's impossible. And I want him to introduce our incredible guest who will also tell you, never ever stop following your dreams. So Justin Drummond, say hello to everybody out there.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be back on the GERI Petito Show. And I gotta say, Jerry, I can't get enough of that theme song. I have it stuck in my head.
Listen, okay, thank you. So tell everyone I want you to share about you a little bit because it's so important with this show today.
Okay, so I actually reached out to Jerry about a year ago, and I immediately was looking for something to do, in this business or something like that. And I do have experience with booking a couple of artists and other people on their shows. And I can only remember that the first show we did, she immediately says, you're doing the show with me. And I was like, excuse me? I have absolutely no experience doing interviews like this because for those of you who don't know, I'm on the autistic spectrum. Meaning that sometimes socializing and stuttering come into play. But I actually find this really quite enjoying, and I really am looking forward to any future opportunities and this interview actually today.
So I want to just say one more little thing about Justin to everyone out there. So Justin is incredible. Not only has he brought me incredible guests, especially the one we have today, okay? His interviews and his questions for my guests are off the charts. He gives an incredible interview. And I'm saying that to say this to anyone out there struggling with autism or with anything. Take a look at what this young man is doing. Okay, nothing's impossible. I just want to really stress that to everyone out there today. Justin, introduce our incredible guest.
Okay, so a little bit of a backstory of how I actually found this guest. I'm always looking for new artists and new people like that I really I'm looking forward to getting to hear their story. And I actually was scrolling through Facebook, and then like here comes an ad of this guy today, and I did take a look at his bio, and I did listen to his music, and we are so excited to have him today, ladies and gentlemen. JC McCord, how you doing, JC?
I am doing awesome, Justin. Thank you so much for reaching out. It is a pleasure to be with you today. Jerry, it's a pleasure to be with you. I love the show. I love the book. I love the whole idea. And I'm really loving that color scheme behind you. I was telling you earlier, the colors
I'm
that
a
you
pink
choose.
and purple kind of girl, baby.
It's a beautiful palette. I've been relaxed and calm the entire time that we've been on air here. So thank you for putting me at ease. Usually I get all nervous about these things, but I'm totally relaxed, and I'm so happy to be with you guys. And hello, everybody out there listening. Thank you for being a part of this.
So I want to say a couple things about this guest, and then we'll have a song played, and then Justin will have some questions. We'll do it that way. Okay, guys? So this man right here stole a piece of my heart, and I have to tell you why. Because he is not only an incredible singer, musician, he is or was, and he'll talk about that, also a special ed teacher. So anyone who can do that to me is an angel. I have a lot of special ed children in my family now. My daughter is going to be a stepmom to like 6 of them, and we love these children. And they need people in their lives that love and care. And this man right here, for him to be a special ed teacher, I love teachers anyway, but special ed, off the charts. So why don't we do this? Ruben, why don't you play one of his tracks, and then we'll start the interview. Here we go.
So, yeah.
Let's do it.
I hear the
I
dogs.
apologize about the dogs.
We love the dog.
Music too.
Dogs want to hear it too.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Ruben, can you hear us, babes? Maybe Ruben can't hear us. All right. So
Ruben.
I'll tell you what. Justin, why don't you start the interview, and then I will try and text them, okay? We'll do it that way. Start the interview. Ask a question.
Okay, so JC,
Hey, Jerry.
first of all, thank you for taking the time out of your busy life to come and join us with this interview.
That's just mine, brother.
Okay, so with every musician, I always start off with the same question because every story has a beginning.
Yes.
So first question is, when did you what is your first memory of music? Did something spark you as if this is what I want to do forever? Like, how did you get started?
Yeah, great question. Even before I ever thought about doing music as a profession or anything like that, I was always connected. I always related to songs. It's like even when I hear somebody say something, they say a phrase, they say something, I always come back to a song lyric. It's like I've just been that way for as long as I know. And I remember a conversation that my mother and I had when I was in my 20s, and she was kind of like going back. She's like, I always knew you'd get involved with music somehow. And I was like, well, I don't know what tipped you off. She's like, well, when you were a little kid, she's like, we would be driving somewhere in the car, and this would have been, I have to date myself, this probably would have been sometime around like the 70s. So let's say a song like Sad Eyes, came on the radio, or maybe something by Styx, one of my favorite bands. And she's like, the song would come on the radio, and as like a 6-7-year-old kid, you just start bawling. And I'm like, what do you mean I start bawling? She's like, you just be crying your eyes out. she's like, that's how I knew that you were going to be connected with music somehow. You just felt it on a deeper level even before you knew it. And I feel like she's absolutely right. And just for the record, to this day, when Sad Eyes comes on the radio, I still just, tears, man. Such a great song. But I also had the opportunity when I was about 11 or 12, before I really knew, I just instinctively knew how to sing, I guess. Because I wasn't good at it necessarily, but I just loved to do it. I just loved singing. It felt so natural to me. And I guess I did it enough times in front of people. I auditioned for this group. It was a professional boys choir that performed religious music. We went to churches. We performed classical music. And before I know it, I was 12, 13 years old, and I was spending, 2 nights a week going to rehearse, learning classical music, singing classical music. And then every summer we would spend 3 to 4 weeks touring. So I remember being this kid going to get to see the Midwest country. We got to perform at Annapolis, Maryland, at the Naval Academy. We got to perform at the base of Mount Rushmore. We got to perform at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. And we were just on this bus. We would go to these different venues. We would stay at host home and hotels and things like that. And I remember there was some point being on the bus, I'm like, this is the life. Like, we get to go see all of these different places. We get to go perform there. People applaud, they dig what we're doing. And then we meet everybody, we shake hands, we get back on the bus and we go to another city. And as a 12-year-old kid, I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is amazing, right? So that kind of started me, I think, down that path. And eventually, I got into theater. I was a huge theater fan. And God bless my mother. One of the things I remember early on is she would take me to go see shows downtown. I grew up in southwestern Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. And she would frequently take me to go see like the Broadway series in Pittsburgh. And I fell in love with that world. I thought it was great. So I got to participate in different kind of drama classes and theater classes and singing classes. And that kind of led to eventually me going to college at Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts, where I was, by that point, I was a late teenager. I was pretty set that this is what I wanted to do, and it was kind of the compromise with my mother that if I was gonna pursue music, she was all about me going to college. So I said, okay, well, here's a college that offers music, so here you go. And I know she wasn't too keen on me going, but when she saw that everything that Berklee had to offer, and she knew how strong my passion was, she was like, "You absolutely have to go there. We'll figure out. We'll make it happen." And I was blessed. I spent 4 years there, and then I went to Nashville, because that's you go to that's like all my friends were either going to L.A., New York, or Nashville, and where I felt my biggest connection was in country music. I had grown up on country music. I had performed country music as a kid because it was always around me in southwestern PA. And I thought, you know what, this is really what I want to do commercially. So I just like going to Berklee and getting your teeth kicked in by a bunch of amazing, incredible musicians and singers. I went to Nashville and did the same thing. I was there for about 10 years and just tried to keep my mouth shut and my ears open and learn as much as possible. And there were so many wonderful, talented people there that, when they saw that I was a pretty nice guy, they're like, yeah, come hang out with us. And that's how I was able to learn a lot in that avenue. But after about 10 years of doing that, things got kind of confusing. And, the business, I think that I'm sure a lot of folks that pursue music as a profession probably have similar stories where, you just don't think you're advancing as quickly as you should, or you're watching people kind of get, kind of take your spots or your roles where you're like, wait a minute, I thought I earned that spot. Why am I not moving up? Why am I not progressing at the rate I think I should? I mean, didn't I pay my dues? I've done everything you've asked me to do, and things just don't seem to be happening the way you think they should. That's the important thing. You know, things aren't happening the way you think they should, and it gets you can get a little bit bitter, you can get upset. I personally just felt that I had been pursuing this all my life. Probably by the time I reached my late 20s into my, early 30s, I'm like, you know what? There's other things I want to do with my life. So let's just say hypothetically, music doesn't happen. Maybe it's just not met. It's not in the cards for me. I don't regret any of these amazing experiences I've had. I don't regret working with such wonderfully talented musicians and singers, and just that community, the people that it introduced me to. I'm so grateful, because it's an amazing community of inspiration and just people people living their passion. So how could that be wrong? That's beautiful. But I wanted to pursue some other things. I thought, you know what, before I cash in, what do I want to do with my life? And I was kind of on the fence for a couple of things. So I went to Japan. I know that sounds crazy. And hey, you asked for the long version of this story, so I'm giving it to you.
Okay. We got nothing but time, man. Like we got nothing but time. Let's hear it.
Okay, I know this is I feel like this is the whole life, but I will try to give you the abridged version. I decided, based on the recommendation of a friend and a teacher, a former teacher I had in high school, to go to Japan. And nice, I love that cup.
Isn't that cool? Go ahead.
It's super cool. I just went out there and I walked around. I visited some Buddhist monasteries. I wasn't Buddhist myself, but I just felt like I needed to be someplace where I was completely out of my element. And Japan was that place for me. I could speak a little bit of the language, but I wasn't fluent. And it was like a different world. But that's exactly where I needed to be to figure out what I was going to do next in my life. And what happened to me was, whenever I was receptive and I opened myself up to it, and this is how God works, I became just so blessed at the kindness of strangers, and people just kind of came out of the woodwork to kind of help me, sort of guide me along my way, get me to whatever my next destination was going to be, whatever my next checkpoint was. And I just remember being so humbled, being so grateful. I thought, what can I do to repay something like this in my life, this amazing energy? And it's before I even asked the question out loud, God answered, because that's what he does. And he said, I think you should think about working with kids. You're a really good teacher, whether you know it or not. And I remember going in high school, and things were a little different back then, and I had a lot of trouble learning. Things didn't come easy, and I kind of had to. It's like whether it was like reading comprehension or whether it was just like understanding math concepts, that they didn't come easy to me, and I almost felt like there was nobody there really helping me or trying to communicate it in a different way that would maybe have been easier for me to understand it. So I felt like I just sort of had to figure it out. I had to figure it out. And I remember there were times where that became really a hard process. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be great if you could be a part of leveling the playing field for people that might be having the same problems, that might have that same struggle, that same difficulty, where, I'm not about giving anybody the answer, but if I can help explain a concept to you in a different way that helps make more sense than, just kind of the status quo of the other 20 people that explained it to you before, then that's a win, because that's really what it is. It's just about communicating an idea. And if you can't communicate it right off the bat, well, then you just got to find another language. So that really fascinated me, and that started me down the path of working towards, my master's degree in special education. And I was fortunate. I wanted to come back, to the scene of the crime, Massachusetts, where I had gone to college, because I loved it up there. Nothing wrong with Pittsburgh. I love my home, Pittsburgh. But I thought, they're doing a lot of right things, especially in special education up in New England. So I wanted to be a part of that. And I've been teaching up here for 10 years. And now that kind of brings us back to the music thing, the COVID experience has been this reflection. I'm sure it's allowed for reflection on everybody's radar. It's like taking a step back and reassessing what's really important. And exactly what you were saying before, Jerry, just with the idea of, you're never too old.
No.
Forget age. It's like whatever you're passionate about, follow it.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. It's like there's no rule that says, well, you can't do this after a certain time in your life. And I just remember thinking, music to me, writing songs and singing and performing, it's like an old friend that I just really, really wanted to get reacquainted with. And I got back to writing.
Wait, I want to give a shout out to someone in the chat room, and there's a reason why. His name is Jimmy Black, and he's a fellow radio host on O&E with me, and I'm going to tell you why I want to give him a shout. I want to say hello to everyone. That's Michael Wayne Dill, okay, DJ Ann, everyone. I want to say hi to all of you. But Jimmy Black said he felt like he believes he had HHAD, but he was never diagnosed. So, Jimmy, this is a great show for you to be watching. This man is incredible. If you didn't catch the beginning, he is also a teacher for special ed children. My guest co-host, Justin Drummond, okay, he has issues as well, and he is doing phenomenal. He gets me incredible guests as well. So this is a really great show, and I thank you for sharing that, Jimmy. Okay, why don't we do this? Yes. I think, Ruben, you want to say something?
Oh, yes. I just want to follow up on what you were saying. I absolutely am really fascinated. I'm really impressed with the fact that you are not just about one thing. You pretty much have your life planned out for the next couple of years, actually. I mean, well, not decades, because I know that okay, but anyway, I really don't have very much interest because with autism like that, you do sometimes have a very limited interest, and I am very fortunate enough that this is one of them, and I really love listening to people's stories and all that. And I really love the fact that you really want to help people with things that you struggle with. I myself, when I was in school, I'll tell you this, I did not understand comprehension at all. I mean, I would be given these special tests, and I would read a story, and then I completely forget pretty much everything that I read. So I can't really I don't even because to be honest, I don't really even read that much. But it really fascinates me the way that you definitely want to do something to help our next generation, and I absolutely applaud you for that.
Thank you.
So, Justin, DJ Ann says you are a rock star, and guess what? We have Hong Kong in the house, and we have Australia in the house. John Limpy, we love you. Shirley, we love you. So, you guys are all over the world right now, okay? So why don't we play a song? Okay, Ruben, can you hear us, baby? Let's do a song. All right? Ruben is in the house. Song, baby. All right. So we're going to play a song, guys, while Ruben's getting that up. I want to say hello to everyone. Go ahead.
Let's get it. I've always tried to be a friend with like her head. Help you up when you're down, show up when you need a hand. That's just the way I was raised, that's just who I am. I'm living the good life, the best as I can. It's that state of mind that gets easier to find. I get what I give and I give all I can. My favorite moments are the ones we share. I like having some fun on Saturday night, singing Amazing Grace come morning light. I still got a few bad habits, but I'm living the good life. Living the good life. say, Lord bless me try. I work real hard all day and come home at quitting time. I wouldn't trade this good life for nothing, and that suits me just fine. You don't need to go far when you're happy where you are. I get what I give and I give all I can. Our favorite mornings are the ones we share. I like having some fun on Saturday night, singing Amazing Grace come the morning light. I still got a few bad habits, but I'm living the good life. Living the good life. Each day I wake up early to watch the sunrise. Seeing something that beautiful really opens my eyes. Oh, yeah, I get what I give and I give all I can. My favorite moments are the ones we share. I like having some fun on Saturday night, singing Amazing Grace come the morning light. I still got a few bad habits. I get what I give and I give all I can. My favorite moments are the ones we share. I like having some fun on Saturday night, singing Amazing Grace come the morning light. I still got a few bad habits, but I'm living the good life. Living the good life. Living the good life. Living the good life. Na, 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 na,
All about the nanas.
Okay. So everybody's loving your music. Julie
you.
has a question, a fellow New Yorker, a
Yeah.
friend of mine and of my family. She plays guitar. She wants to know
Yeah.
what kind of guitar are you playing, and tell us about that song.
Sure. Well, I find myself, I got a nice acoustic that is a Seagull. It's made by a small brand outside of, in Canada. It's a Canadian guitar that I just, I kind of was playing a bunch of different ones. Nothing wrong with the Martin. Those are pretty amazing, and Taylors are great. I don't know. I went to a music store when we were still able to go out and about, and I just fell in love with it. It's a cool guitar. So that's what I wrote that song on, the Seagull. And what is the song about? Living the Good Life, to me, was a therapeutic song that I wrote for myself as a reminder while all of this was happening at the beginning phases, and it seemed like the sky was falling and we were forced to be in our homes and be away from family and loved ones, and it kept me from falling into this sort of depression, which was to remind me of all the amazing things I have in my life and how blessed I am. It's just the people in my life, my beautiful wife and our family that we have. And that's what living the good life was about. That's what it's always been about. It's about assessing where you're at and living the best version of yourself possible. Just living the best life you possibly can with the time that we have. And that's where it came from.
Michael Wayne Dill says, "Oh my, OMG, love that bridge, JC."
Michael, I'm saying now. I'm so glad that's one of those hidden, kind of Easter eggs, because that to me, like that's one of those secrets of life is just if you can find yourself getting up early in the morning to watch that sunrise, and if you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. There's something magical that happens. It's like there's a transmission, of God's love, His energy that just happens in that morning, that magical hour that really kind of helps you to set the tone and set the focus and set the intention of what you're going to create and what you're going to do in that day. Instead of being a human pinball and just kind of reacting to what's happening around you, it's that quiet time where you go, okay, I'm going to make this day great. How do I do that? And then you're off and running.
Well, real quick before Justin talks, because I know he's like dying to talk. I can see it.
Okay. It's all good. Take your time. I mean, like, this is your show.
You, Justin, man. No, it's our show, Justin. Our show today.
Oh, it's our show.
Jimmy Black.
Our show.
It's our show. Jimmy Black does hip hop, but he loves all good music. So everyone's loving you right now. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Jimmy Black's got to get ready to hit the road. He's saying goodbye, and
Peace out, Jimmy. Have a safe travels, brother.
Okay. Now, Michael Wayne Dill, have you had any artist requests to record your songs yet? And then it's your floor, Justin.
I would love that. There's been some talks. I don't want to jinx it, but I have heard that songs were getting pitched to some major artists in the country level. There's nothing signed yet, nothing done, but I certainly welcome all of those opportunities. I'm a huge fan. I always felt I'm a songwriter first, and then secondary. I'm an artist. I love to sing songs, but I love collaborating with other musicians and other songwriters. So I would be so blessed to write a song for somebody else. Absolutely.
All right, Justin, the floor is yours.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna just rewind for a second because you had your influences, you knew why you wanted to get started, and you had this second plan, to be a special ed teacher. But when did you start actually taking music seriously?
Yeah, that was an awesome recap you just did, by the way. That was perfect, spot on.
Really?
Yeah, no. So you summed it all up. I'm like, nice. That was a perfect segue.
I want to be perfect, for every guest that I bring on, that we have on the show.
Justin, that segue was awesome. So music has always been something I take seriously because it just has to do with the level of passion. When I write songs, it comes from a place that it's like I put everything that I have into it. I don't know how to just kind of sit there and just put a song out on an assembly line. That's not what it's about. It's like when you do it, for me, it's like starting one of those 1,000-piece puzzles, that we always used to do whenever we go on vacation. I don't know if you did this. I remember when we go on vacations, it's like the whole family goes, mom goes, grandparents go. And it's like, that's one of the first things that goes out. Everybody's unpacking, they go to their rooms, and one of those big puzzles comes onto one of the dining room tables or something. And then everybody just kind of puts in their own pieces. That's what songwriting's like to me. It's like, you got to put pieces together. Pieces will fit a certain way. You have to realize that it's like, they fit better this way. And when you've got it right, you see a very vivid image and wow, this is going to connect. You just feel it. You feel it with all of your being. So I feel like that's always been important. Now, what has shifted for me is that realization of, what, I don't necessarily have to follow society's rules of what they think I should be doing.
Never.
I can make a life, that isn't just this or isn't just that. I don't necessarily have to pigeonhole. I don't necessarily have to label myself as, okay, are you going to be a teacher? Well, then you're just doing this. Okay, are you going to be a songwriter? Well, then you're just doing this. Are you going to be an artist? Well, you're just doing this. It really is about creating a life that is so individually you. And whenever you flip that switch, whenever you go, okay, I don't have to buy into what people are telling me I should do. I'm just going to do my thing. And I'm going to, and this is the tough part. I mean, this is the tough part is when you go, I'm not going to put making money and that financial responsibility at the top. It's important. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to put it at the top. Just I'm going to do things that I think resonate with me, and then that will be a byproduct. And there's probably been a lot of gurus, or people that make money, trying to say that same idea, but there is something really true to it. There's something true to when you just go, okay, I'm going to follow my passion and let that happen. I'm going to put that out to the universe. I'm going to put that out to God. That's on him. He'll make that happen as long as I'm doing what I feel he wants me to do, and that's what I mean by just kind of following your own individual path. I love teaching. I love working in special education, so that has to be part of my life. I love writing songs, so that has to be part of my life. I love performing. I love connecting with people like we're doing now. I mean, I feel like there's all these facets, and you don't really have to tie yourself into one or the other. You just pursue all of them, and then things will happen the way they're supposed to happen.
I have to interject real quick because you've got a lot of musicians listening in, okay? Steve Lucas, singer-songwriter, he's listening in. Okay, Michael Wayne Dill, I don't know if you know who he is, but I'm going to be interviewing Michael Wayne Dill tonight on O&E. The ad is on my Facebook. He's a singer-songwriter, and he would like your information, so I can give it to him. All right, Michael,
Absolutely.
You got it, guys.
Guys,
right.
and find me online. Hit me up Messenger. That seems to be the easiest way. I am a huge fan of collaboration. So
all right, if you can listen in tonight, call in. I'm going to be interviewing him tonight, 9:30.
Awesome.
Okay,
Awesome.
He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. All right, so there you go. And Steve Lucas, we love you. All right, go ahead, continue, Justin. Oh, why don't we play another song? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just
All
up on?
Yep.
Yes. It really because I really want to share my personal story.
Okay.
As I said before, I was diagnosed at a young age with Asperger's syndrome, meaning that socializing is very hard. Expressing yourself can be a really big challenge, and still to this day, I mean, I wouldn't really say that I'm at 100%. I'm stable and all that. But I mean, I'm not at 100% yet because I still go through anxiety. I still go through depression and all that. And I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people out there who really need to hear this interview, and especially you, since what you do with all of these incredible people. Do you have any advice for anyone out there who's struggling?
Yeah.
Great question.
Well, something that you said that really resonated. You're like, I'm not at 100%, socially. Let's just back this train up for a bit. Let's make this about you for a second, Justin, because I love that. You reached out to me. I didn't come to you. I mean, you found me. You did that. You really advocated. You're passionate about finding musicians. You're passionate about being on this show, and you initiated the contact with me. And I just want to enjoy that for a moment, because that's a really difficult thing to do for anybody. Forget Asperger's. That's a difficult thing to do for anybody, to reach out to somebody that they don't know and say, hey, I want to connect with you. I've got this project. I want you to be a part of it. And you did that. You did that on your own. You did it completely independently. And I knew after about 5 minutes of talking to you, you're just a super cool guy. So of course I wanted to do this. I mean, you whether I didn't know about the Geri Petito show when you talked to me, but now that I do know about it, I'm a huge fan. So you connected with me, you initiated, and then you convinced me. I mean, you kind of sold me on this idea of being part of this. So it's it's like whatever you were talking about, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm on board, right? You convinced me. You connected with me. We made a connection, and now this is the fruits of our labor. We're here on a radio show because you initiated this. So I'm going to disagree with you respectfully. I'm going to say that socially, brother, you are knocking it out of the park. And don't be so tied up on. Don't be so tied up on like, you know. Well, yeah, but I'd rather be here. I mean, like we're all like that. We're all like, yeah, I'm doing this, but I'd really rather be doing this up here. You are doing fabulous, man. You just keep that confidence that you have in yourself, and everything is going to be awesome. So
Yeah.
I applaud your efforts. I think that you're doing, and something I tell students, like you're doing better than you think you are. Just believe in yourself, man. So I am a fan of you, and thank you, truly, thank you for setting all of this up, because this is all on you, brother.
Yes, I do want to say one more quick thing though. I mean, I'm not going to like follow up on that or like argue with that. But I mean, I really people all the time like say like, "Hey, you're special." Like you really are, and like sometimes the word special like really can really get to me, because like, am I special because like you really mean that, or like am I special because like you're just like a special needs person? Like I like, what do you have to say about that?
Wait, can I say something first? Hold that thought, because I have to jump on this. Okay.
Go for it.
When I say Justin is special, I mean special in an incredible way. Forget anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, forget the Asperger's, forget it all. Because I'll never forget when you reached out to me and you said, listen, I really have a passion for this. I'd love to partner with you. I'd love to get you some guests. Remember all that? You reached out to me. I didn't reach out to you like JC said. And that was really cool right there, what you did. And then I remember saying, all right, come on, I want you to come down to the studio live, Hamilton, remember? And you were like, really? And your mom drove you. And it was so cool meeting you. Are you kidding me? So I want to say this, and then JC can respond, and then we will play a song. I want to say something to you, young man, because the mother in me is going to shake my finger at you.
Okay.
You need to look in the mirror and say, you know what, God, you created me perfectly because I am great. And you need to be able to do that, because I feel that way about you. And I think JC does. Okay, JC, enough of that.
I agree 100%. No, that was right on. I don't even want to follow that up. She's right on. But I hear what you're saying. And there is, like there's so many hot buttons happening right now in the world that we live in. And one of the things that I'm proud of, and I'm proud to say that, I played a very small part in this, but I think that it's happening on a global level, just as far as special education is just that particular point. It's coming out now in the 60s and 70s. We grew up with the word retarded.
Yes.
And it was just something that was part of that. And see, I know it's like, even to say the word, the negative connotation that is behind it, it's hurtful. It's a hurtful word. But what I'm thankful for is that finally, there's a social conscious effort to go, we need to get that word out of our vocabulary for a multitude of reasons. It doesn't need to be there, right? It has such a negative connotation. We're getting rid of it, okay? And it's kind of like that shift in consciousness, as much as we would love for it to just go, poof, it's gone. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't turn on a dime. It takes generations. And right now it's like, I feel that, even we have that when we talk about, people say the word SPED, which is just a shortened variation of special ed.
I never heard that.
Even
okay.
that has a negative connotation. If you've ever heard somebody that has had to receive services, for learning disabilities, or when they say the word SPED, are you a SPED kid? It has that same kind of feeling to it, and that's something where, like, you know what? Let's get rid of that too, okay? Because the point is, it doesn't matter the label. the point is it's just like learning a language for the first time, right? And that's my approach with any student that I've worked with that has a learning disability. It's not about they can't connect with the idea, they can't connect with the topic. It's just a matter of like, we have to find a way to communicate it. Okay. So we don't have to call this special education. We can just call it communicating, you know? So I don't know if this answers your question, but I feel like it comes down to, like I was talking about before, if you get pigeonholed or these labels that get placed on something, as soon as they have a negative connotation to them, it's our responsibility to acknowledge it, to acknowledge that saying a word hurts somebody, and then to get rid of it, because that's not how we grow a community. It's just not. You know, we grow a community by collaborating and working together and finding ways to coexist. We don't always have to agree with each other. We don't always have to, you know, even see the other side of something, a viewpoint. But the point is, you know, we got to live together. We got to do it in harmony.
So let's play a song, guys.
Let's play a song.
Play a song. There we
I
go.
hope that answered your question.
Okay, Ruben, let's do it.
Like,
baby.
I absolutely feel much better. Like for you, when you were talking all about that. So thank you.
Amazing.
Hey, thank you.
Are you
Play a
sure?
song.
Anybody
There
else?
we go.
Are you sure?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
hold
we're
on.
sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I know. My hand was hitting the button like 3 times already.
I know. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I am so long-winded. Don't get me stuck. Yeah. Talk about communication. This song is Baby Just Talk to Me. Perfect segue.
Girl, it's getting late. I should probably be heading home. You haven't said what's really on your mind. I'd hate to think maybe you'd rather be alone instead of having me stay with you tonight. It's not just a whiskey, got me a little frisky. I like when you got going on. I'm dying just to hold you, let me show you it's okay to pour out your heart. Baby, just talk to me. Let me see what you see. All the colors that you use to paint your dreams. I don't wanna be just a part-time on a side thing. I wanna breathe you in under my skin, give you everything you need. Baby, just talk to me. You got your pride up, fixing to tell me to go to hell. Slow down, I ain't looking to start a fight. Sometimes we gotta break down just to make what we have stronger. This ain't about who's wrong and who's right. Your eyes are like midnight, praying for daylight, searching for open arms. I'm standing right in front of you. Tell me what I gotta do to help you tear down these walls. Baby, just talk to me. I wanna see what you see. All the colors that you use to paint your dreams. I don't wanna be just a part-time on the side thing. talk to me. Oh, girl, just talk to me. Come on, set it free now. Put your faith in me now. Just talk to me. Lay it on the line. Don't hang me out to dry now. Just talk to me. Wanna take you higher. Jump into the fire. Just talk to me. Take my hand now. Let me be your man now. Just talk to me.
I can't. Am I losing it? Is it over?
Is it over?
Okay,
I believe it is.
so I have to give a couple shout outs. Okay, JC, we have some icons in this room right now. Okay,
Oh, wow.
one of them's name is Alex Augustine. He's a fellow DJ on RTR, but he is a superstar. He is a legend from back in the day, baby. He
Right
sang
on,
and
Alex.
played, with all the greats. Alex Augustine is in the house. Now, I want to give another shout out, and she's going to kill me for this, okay? She's not going to kill me for saying hello to her, okay? Sharon Marie White. She is an incredible, beautiful singer-songwriter superstar. She's beautiful. But the reason I want to share something, because Sharon, you probably didn't hear the beginning of what we were all talking about. And we were talking about how age doesn't matter. You know, I started with my book and my radio show in my 50s, and we were talking about age is just a number. And I want to say that to say this. Sharon is, I'm not going to give your age, but she's up there with me, right? She has the most beautiful white hair, gray hair, silver, shiny, incredible. I am so jealous. I want to do it. And she wears it in this side ponytail. And this woman is off the charts. Beautiful. I had to say that. I know you're going to kill me. Okay, baby? So I had to say that. But you have so many people listening now and loving, loving, loving your music.
Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate you.
And Michael Wayne Dill, okay? Listen, he is probably your number one fan now. He's like, whoa. He says, this guy can write. He wants to cut that song, okay? I'm just telling you, listen, all right?
Yeah, cool.
There you go.
No one likes JC's music.
Yeah, you know what? The funniest thing I heard about this song, and it was a perfect segue to talk about, how it's difficult to communicate, and especially, man and woman and everybody, just different factions. But so one of my friends, when I played this for him the first time, they're like, oh boy, that's some baby making music right there. I just went, what? I said, I can't believe you just said that. That's
great.
Okay? That was probably the best compliment I'll ever get.
That was great. Justin, do you have any other questions for him? You got Justin all flustered over there, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jen.
No, it's okay. Just hold on. Just let me get myself together.
Yeah. Take a breath, man. I get you.
Okay. All right. So, okay, I'm all better now. Okay. So this is a diehard mega fan question, because I did read your bio, and I definitely got to say I am a huge fan of the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, right on.
Okay, I have to know because you actually auditioned for that, and I want to know how did this go? Tell us a little bit about that experience.
I can. There's a couple of interesting stories, predecessors to that. But so when I was in Pittsburgh at the time, they had, kind of like how they've got America's Got Talent and The Voice and all the shows that are out there now. The predecessor to that was in the 80s was a Star Search. And then kind of there were local versions of those kind of, shows and those kind of contests to try to find local talent. I was in one as a kid. It was called the Jude Pole Showcase in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I remember, I was just barely into my teens, and I did make it into the finals for that, but got blown away. In fact, we all got blown away by this young, talented lady. She was about, she was a little girl, about 9 years old, and just comes on and does this Broadway belt, and it's just like, okay, let's all just go home now. But she did pretty well for herself. We know her as Christina Aguilera. So
please.
So it's kind of like you're competing. It's like, I don't feel so bad, but it was kind of like getting known in those circles when they were going to different regions and looking for talent. They're like, well, you're kind of in this circle, so audition, do a song, and I had done what was called the Civic Light Opera Mini Stars in Pittsburgh was another big thing. So it was through those kind of happenings that I found myself auditioning, and I made it through the first couple of rounds, but didn't make it to the finals. My big claim to fame was, though, I did go. This was just this didn't have to do with the Mickey Mouse Club, but it was a trip that my family took to Disney World. And at the time, I think their MGM Studios was a brand new thing, and they were just willing to bring people in off the street. So, you want to sing a song? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So they put you in front of a live studio audience of a few hundred people, and I got up there and sang "God Bless America." Nope, I'm sorry. It was "America the Beautiful." Apologies.
Oh, okay.
America the Beautiful, and I'll never forget it. It was a proud moment as a son to kind of watch the response. I watched my mother as everybody stood up at the end of it and gave me a standing ovation, and just watching the look on her face was like, oh my gosh, it was really cool. And a woman who came up to us who was from Great Britain, I remember at the end, she was like, everybody's kind of leaving and they're filing out, and she's like, I just wanted to stay around because I wanted to tell you that was probably the best version of that song I'd ever heard. So to have my mom have that experience and have us have that experience, it's a milestone.
That's amazing. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I just want to interrupt for just 1 second. Are you familiar with Tony Luca from the Mickey Mouse Club?
Tony Luca?
Tony Luca?
Tony Luca. Boy, that name rings a bell. Were they on it? Were they on the?
Yeah. He was actually on the Mickey Mouse Club, and he actually accidentally auditioned for them. He originally I think it was the movie he was going for. But he I just wanted to see if that rang a bell, because he actually was on the Mickey Mouse Club, and I actually promote him on another station as well.
That's awesome. No, I don't, but wish him all the love and success, man. Yeah, that's cool. It's a great story to have.
Let's play another song, baby. Come on, they all want music. Let's play another song, Ruby. This is so cool. They're loving it.
Yeah, whatever you have already lined up.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. It's coming on. It's coming on.
It's the anticipation. It's like, whoa. What's it going to be? And by the way, perfect segue. So all these songs, they are on my new album, Good Life Country, which you can find at jcmccord.com. Check out there, and there it is. I wrote this for my wife.
Say hearts break down, they don't build them like it used to. That's the way it is. Nothing lasts, just falls apart with time. All I know that's for sure is that it's everything worth fighting for. We're still here, solid as we ever been. Every day I fall in love with you all over again. Baby, hold on tight, I ain't going nowhere. Let this room slowly disappear. We're still here. You and me together, there ain't nobody better that I can count on. like all the stars that shine up in the night. When I get lost in the dark and I start to wonder, baby, are we strong enough? Your kiss helps me see the light. Every memory we made builds a lifetime they can't take away. We're still here, solid as we ever been. Every day I'm falling in love with you all over again. Baby, hold on tight, I ain't going nowhere. Let this room slowly disappear. We're still here. Oh, we're still here. There's another hill that we have to climb, or another gear that we have to find. All that matters now is you're by my side. Baby, take my hand, let's enjoy the ride. We're still here, solid as we ever been. Every day I'm falling in love with you all over again. Baby, hold on tight, I ain't going nowhere. Let this room slowly disappear. We're still here. We're still here. Baby, hold on tight, 'cause I ain't going nowhere. Let this room slowly disappear. We're still here. We're still
So you have a fan, a new fan, Alex Augustine. He is now a #1 fan of yours, JC, okay? Coming
so
from
much,
Alex
Alex.
Augustine is huge, okay?
Keeping radio alive, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay? It's huge.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone loves you, man.
Thanks. Thanks so much. I'm just so blessed. Thank you all.
You know what I think we should do? Let's play another song because they're just loving this music.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Ruby, come on, baby. Let's play another song. Yes.
You asked
We
me
could
if
whisper.
the seat was
There we go.
taken. I said, no, ma'am, what you drinking? That's all it took to add a new chapter in a notebook. Every anniversary makes it a little harder to see. I keep looking back, praying that I don't forget that dress you wore, the auburn in your hair, your perfume in the air. I keep that close to me, but I'm getting more afraid my image of you will fade into a lost memory. I gotta get the story right, the one about that magic night. Slow dance to every song, stayed up till dawn. Remember how I held you tight, you whispered that you just might be having the greatest time of your life, the kind that outlasts a lifetime, if I get the story right. Our little girl's turning 17. We're fairy tales to chasing dreams. Honey, you would be so proud of the person she's becoming now. I'm painfully aware of what's missing. I know there's times she's wishing you were by her side. She asks me all the time what you were like, the clothes you like to wear, the color of your hair. I know she reminds me of, I love it when she smiles so big. So Daddy, tell me again how you and Mom fell in love. I gotta get the story right, the one about that magic night. Slow dance to every song, stayed up till dawn. Remember how I held you tight, you whispered that you just might be having the greatest time of your life, the kind that outlasts a lifetime. If I get the story right, I know up above you're watching. I close my eyes, I can hear you talking, telling me every road we take is paved with milestones. Gotta get the story right, the one about that magic night. We slow danced to every song, stayed up till dawn. Remember how I held you tight, you whispered that you just might be having the greatest time of your life, the kind that outlasts a lifetime. If I get the story right. Taken, I said, no ma'am, what you drinking? That's all it took to add a new chapter in an old book.
So guys, I want to give a shout out to a few people here. Carol Bodner, hello to you. Alphonse Cotillo, hello to you. I want to give a shout out to Jane Fox. She's in the house. I don't want to miss anyone, guys, but everything's scrolling so fast. So
We got a lot of people.
Lynn, Julie, all of you, we love you. Guys,
Thank you so much, everybody.
time really is flying by here. So what we have to do, we're going to close with one of your songs, but what we're going to do here, we still have time. We're going to let Justin tell everyone how they can reach out to him. We're going to then give you an opportunity to do the same and tell your fans anything you want to tell them. Justin, the floor is yours, sweetheart.
Okay. Well, JC, I absolutely thank you for doing this interview with us. And also, I want to say, thank you to Jerry for her continuous support, for allowing me to co-host on her shows. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing any more stories that come up. So if you definitely want to be considered to be on the show, please send me your story at justdru1997@gmail.com. That's justdrum1997@gmail.com, and I'm really looking forward to hearing you.
And then I'm sure he'll pass all that info to me, and we'll interview you together. We love this. We love this. I love you, Justin.
Awesome.
Well, what I want to say to you, Justin, real quick is I love you. You bring it, baby. You bring it. You have not brought me a guest that wasn't off the charts. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I love you. JC, you have an opportunity to tell your fans anything you want to tell them how to get in touch with you, all that great stuff.
Well, first off, I just want to say, Justin, again, thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for having me on the show. I agree with everything that Jerry said. You're amazing. You're awesome. Just keep doing you, brother, because you're awesome. So thank you. And Jerry, thank you for having me on the show. This has been such a wonderful, wonderful evening. Folks, everybody out there tuning in, I'm so blessed. Thank you for your time. Thank you for spending some of your time to get to know me a little bit better. I appreciate you. If you'd like to continue this conversation, you can find me at jcmccord.com. That's my website is. I do have CDs available for sale. If you like the songs that you were hearing on the radio this evening, we have those for sale, and I will be sending them. I'll be shipping and handling those myself. So happy to throw an autograph on the CD and get that out to you. Also, if you're interested in our Facebook community, we have a very special community called the Farm Team, JC McCord Farm Team, and it's a great way to find out all of the up-to-date news, all of the new releases that I have, videos, music, everything that's happening. I mean, this is really the ground level of this floor, but I keep getting so much information that tells me that we got to keep it going, and folks say, yeah, keep it running. So keep moving forward. And that's just what I'm going to do. So hopefully you'll be part of the ride with us. Come check out you can check out the Farm Team by liking my JC McCord music page on Facebook.
So I want to give my thank yous to you as well, JC, for honoring us, number one, with this incredible interview. Your songs are off the charts. Your songwriting is incredible. And the way I feel about you as a person, okay? Again, my daughter is going to be the stepmom to 6 children. I'm going to say with special needs, okay? My granddaughter is 5, and thank you, God, she's healthy. My grandson is 20. He's healthy, thank you, God. But we love children, and these children are absolutely beautiful. Their hearts are beautiful, and she's going to be their stepmom, and I'm so thankful that God laid that on her heart, because to have her in their lives is wonderful too. My daughter's awesome. So I love you, JC, for what you do. And you know what? God blessed you with this voice and your songwriting ability, and you're doing what God asked you to do. So I love you for that, and I'm honored to have you on the show with me and Justin. Justin, my mind's not too great. What is the date we're going to be interviewing JC on Remember Then Radio? Do you remember? Because did you write it down, or do you remember?
Yes, I did. If you really like this interview, feel free to tune in on February 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern on Remember Then Radio, to hear our next interview with JC.
And that's Saturday, guys. That's a special day they give me on RTR. Yes, so this is going to be great. We're going to have another interview.
That's a Wednesday.
That one is a Wednesday. See, I'm losing my mind. Thank you, Justin. Okay, that's right. It is a Wednesday because we have more time on Wednesday. I love you. That's why I need Justin, okay, guys? Perfect.
Absolutely.
I want to thank everyone out there for listening. I want to thank everyone chatting. I want to thank everyone for their incredible comments, okay? This interview is off the charts for so many reasons for me. What I would like to do is read a poem, and then we're going to close with one of JC's songs, okay, guys? And, you know, I want to read this poem, and there's a reason why. It's very short. It's called Put Down the Gun. And there's a reason why. Because everyone goes through heartache and struggles. And 2020 has been one of the hardest years for all of us. I don't think any of us thought we'd ever see this in our lifetime. Okay? And again, too many people out there have lost loved ones this year. Too many people out there are feeling lost that they may want to take their own lives. A couple of my friends did. So it's being laid on my heart to read this small poem to you today. But what I want to say is this first. We all know who our first responders are, and we all know who we give thanks to. But there are a few people out there that we forget about. Sanitation workers. Imagine if we did not have them right now. I love them. So I want to thank them. Musicians, entertainers, DJs. I thank all of you, because a lot of people that have been homebound this year really, really felt saved listening to all your music and entertaining. So I want to thank you all for that. So, guys, if you ever feel like you want to pick up that gun, please don't. You can reach out to me. I'll always be there for you. I'll always talk to you. I'll always pray with you, whatever you need. I'm a nutritional health coach, and I'm also a recovery coach, guys. So if you need any help for free, okay, reach out to me. Having said that, I'm going to read this poem, and then Ruben is going to take us out with another incredible song by JC. Here we go, guys. Put down the gun. I had to have this purple gun, just in case my life was done. I kept it safe, locked in my room, because I was filled with gloom and doom. Yes, there were times that I just knew if I loaded it up what I could do, but I kept on hearing that gentle voice. Put down that gun, you have that choice. Life may seem hard at the end of the day. That's when you need to really pray. Dear Father, I beg you to show me the truth. How can life be so bad when I'm only a youth? Get rid of that gun and go take a shower. Ask someone for help. You do have that power. We're always here for anyone out there who needs our help. Just reach out, okay? God bless you all. Ruben, take us out with song.
Thank you, everybody.
Anybody see my phone? My recollection is a little hazy. And how the hell I get home? Oh, last night got pretty crazy. You tell me I was slamming down, acting like a clown, bought the whole bar around, man, the way. Well, okay, it could have been me. Hey, where's my credit card? Still at the bar, I guess I must have left it. Dude, where's my car? Oh yeah, I think I took an Uber instead. When did I get this sombrero tattoo? Why is my left eye all black and blue? Man, no way. Well, okay, it could have been me. That could have been me, staying home every night, holding her tight in my arms. That could have been me, too blind to see everything I was doing wrong. Knocking on my door. It's the police, they wanna ask me some questions about the night before. Hey, is there something that you failed to mention? They wanna know if I broke into the zoo, kidnapped an Australian kangaroo. Man, no way. Well, okay, that could have been me. Could have been me. Could have been me. Well, it could have been me. Yeah. Could have been me. Could have been me. It could have been me.
Bye, everybody.
Y'all take care. God bless.
Bye, guys.
All right. Woo.